Hello, beautiful people. How are you today? Welcome to Ice, Joys of Romance. Our stars for today. Okay, our stars for today is the Queen's Revenge. For facing your mortal enemy in the Kayvanian court, the man most responsible for your unjust death in your past life, you are surprising at peace. Your father hunting advice resonates today. Sophia's never let your prey know that you are coming for it. The servant announces him, your eternal nemesis, in this life and the last, Lestat and one of the closest courtiers to the queen. Lestat, you are the future crown princess. What on earth are they feeding you in Promia? We have maids more well endowed than you are. The piper like men circles around you as a predator does, biding his time for the kill. Lestat, I know you hail from some backwoods noble household, but isn't your ensemble a little too rustic? Where did our queen's 10,000 rubes go? Johanna, is that any way to talk to your future crown princess? Lista, I almost didn't see you, Grand Duchess. You've come well prepared in a dress that must cost thousands of rubes. Your mother swallows hard. Am I the last to know about her greed? Lista, but why do you act like you've never seen a castle before? Aren't you the cousin of King Fredericks? This is only a summer residence. Johan, I beg your pardon? Well, hmm, what is a circuit of this Your Excellency, please rethink your manners toward the Crown Prince's betrothed. Let's talk very well. Doctor, proceed with the health check. I will supervise it. For obvious reason, the doctor is reluctant to carry out the check-up with men and are not your betrothed around. These health checks involve disrobing and insertion into my womanhood. Leicester, I didn't take him for a secret. I didn't think upon it. He should make an exception for the future crown princess. With a glance your way, Sardikov snaps and drags Lestat out of the room. Lestat, why? I answer only that to the queen. Sardikov not on my watch. Outside, beyond closed doors, Sardikov reprimanding the speechless Lestat provide you a comfort you've never experienced before. For a gentleman like Sardikov to lose his temper ever over something that doesn't concern him. No one has ever stood up for me this way before. It doesn't look like the doctor appears any ill will toward you. Rather, he is mirroring your anxiety over the matter. Doctor, please do not be nervous, my lady. My name is Eugene, the royal physician of the Kaivanian court. Kind sir, do you work directly for the court? Your Highness, I assure you that I work directly for the court, not for His Excellency, Sir Lestat. Sometimes one needs to lose a few battles to win a war. I consent to this health check. You take a deep breath and bite back bitter tears as the doctor conducts the test with the least discomfort possible. You exhale, you can finally breathe. The worst of today has passed, or has it? Eugene, thank you, Your Highness, for your kind cooperation. Leistak approaches the doctor and shoots rapid-fire questions in Cabana that he believes you do not understand. Is the foreign a virgin? Able to carry children? You swiftly turn around as if you hadn't heard a thing. From the very beginning, I was brought in as nothing more than a royal breeder. In your despair, you seek refuge in the view outside, a far contrast to the turmoil within. You admire the estate, vast lake, nothing but sparkling water as far as the eye can see. Birds chirp as they flutter in the landscape garden. Even the greatest of Kaibanians sought the embrace of nature as they built this nation from slate and stone. And now I am one with them. Let's chop chop. We have to make it to the Kremlin on time for the Queen's banquet. And Ingirema is the heart of the Kaivanian sovereignty. The Kremlin is its head, the center of power, the official residence of the reigning monarch. And because they often seek rest and relaxation, the two are not too close to each other, but not too far away either. Ingirema was nothing more than a precaution in the event that I am ill, in the event that I am no longer a virgin or infertile. I can be directly sent home if any part of me does not meet the Queen's expectations. Sir, should I get changed? Lestat, you're not showing up to the Royal Palmer's residence on those rugs. Get changed and make it quick. With the school Lestat leaves you, your mother, and Anna to eat. I cannot look inferior to the Kevanian court. All that you endured come back to you, discarded once you were no longer useful. Fire flows through your veins. The road to my revenge begins now. My every move is of its essence. I have to earn the Queen's trust. Dressing the part communicates my sincerity to be one with companion without appearing desperate. Anna, my lady, this is where your first appearance in companion society. What you wear sets the tone of your stay. What will you wear? I will go for a look that's... Oh. Hmm. Honor. Let's wear the honor. I have the advantage of my past life's knowledge. I know the ways of... Mother, Anna, I need your help. Projecting power is everything, and I must look for the part to get it. Your mother loans you here treasure while Anna brings out your most opulent gowns. You pick the texture prepared in the Kaibanian court. To Anna, nothing is honor and power better than this. You take a deep breath as you behold yourself in front of the mirror, making Peter fall for you isn't on your agenda. I want his crown. The Kaibanian court should know I'm not a naive, impersonable teen. Soon, a knock sounds on the doors. It is Sartikov. Beautiful! Sartikov, I mean, you look like a crown princess. Sartikov appears flustered, but he quickly recovers. Sartikov, not a foreign princess, but one of Kaiban. He gazes lingers at you for a moment before he turns serious. Sartikov, if we're going to make it to the Stolitsa in time for the Queen's banquet, we must leave as soon as possible. Your breath hitched at his mention of the capital of Kaiban, the center of power and influence not only in the country but also of the world. The capital that you left home for and where you were left to die, but not this time. We? Sartikov, am I returning to the palace as well? Johanna, what a marvelous coincidence. Let's hurry along now. Your mother goes ahead while you and Sartikov exchange meaningful smiles. I don't believe it. He must have been sent to escort me, but by who? The colossal opulence and splendor of the Kremlin Palace still takes your breath away. Stepping into the court vast hall, the days when you fought for dominance in this gilded room all come back to you. This time, all of this will be mine. Johanna, wow! Sanssouci surely withdraws in comparison. This is your home now, Sophias. Mindful of the critical eyes around you, you approach the monarch beside Queen Elizabeth's Peter. You missed it the first time you were here, but now you don't. A spark when he first lays his grey eyes on you, but they are soon shrouded by indifference. Peter. Peter, a premium is now the crown prince of Kaiban, an outsider in his own kingdom, anxious as ever. The heir up to the throne is twiddling his clothes. He is not different but shy. Hmm. Yes, if you allow yourself in the tenderness for this man, you will be the unhappiest creature on the earth. Elizabeth, there she is, our dear Sophia's. The queen welcomes you with arms outreached. You and your mother cross courtesy in unison. Elizabeth, who cannot have children, Elizabeth Peter's hand, who bestows upon him the greater prize of the Caibanian throne. Elizabeth, whose association in favor mother had been careful to cultivate. Her scoldings in your past life came to mind. Princesses are for breeding, not reading. Planking them are your detractors. Lestat in Bistusship, the Queen's courtier, and a stunned Caibanian royalist. Lestat, we meet again, your highness. Bistu. Minding your posture, you go forth into battle and make your first move. The queen makes you hold your head up as she appraises your appearance. Like in your past life, she is pleased. Elizabeth, beautiful, those eyes, they remind me of Carl's. Your Majesty, my uncle was once your betrothed, wasn't he? Let's see how you dodge being put on the spot. Goosebump cover your arms as you recognize the big impression on her face. Utter contempt? Huh. Anyway, Grand Duchess, I was absolutely distressed when I heard about your accident on the road. Johanna, just a small bump on the road, your majesty. It was a scenic road anyway. The cold is something we can get used to, and fortunately for everyone in the room, the queen interrupts your mother's trembling. Tell me, Sophia's dear, what do you know about Kaivan? One of the tests I anticipated, I must show my effort to gain the queen's heart, but only a little so that I can see what my enemy will do to attack me if I'm not good in Kaibanya. I will see. It is a global power of war that I will help by providing and here. I intentionally mix up the Kaibanyan harmonium of war with peace. She applauds in glee and the court does the same. Marvelous! It is not perfect but quite good for a beginner. Kaibanyan is not an easy language to learn. I commend your effort to become one of us. You think back to many icy nights, losing sleep to learn the language with the mice as your witness. You squint to read the text and paint candlelight. What were my commendation then? You will have the best Kaibanian language instructor. Bishtachev, nothing but the best for the princess. Bishtachev, absolutely your high majesty. Please give me an arm, kind sir. The Kaibanian word for arm sounds like the word for hand. After, after a few laps, the room turns tense as the queen pauses to entertain a thought. Elizabeth, I must say, Sir Sartikov's appearance was very opportune. So Sartikov wasn't in Promia on her orders? Your question about the man's true intention have multiplied even more, but you save it for later. Ended. I dare not imagine what would become of me and mother if he had not been there. A footman announces that dinner is ready. Elizabeth, shall we? You courtesy and follow here into the banquet hall. The Queen Elizabeth is hosting his banquet to introduce you to the Kaiba nobles, sovereign, and dignitaries. Like being tossed into the lion's den. You glance around the room for a familiar face until your eyes meet Sartikov's. He nods politely, reassuring you of his support. Mhm. Are you a friend or a fool? The queen's dignified voice almost made you feel like you got caught doing something untoward. Elizabeth, Sophia's, Peter dear, why don't you talk and get to know each other? You nod and turn your attention to the awkward Peter. Peter who is enamored with all things Konigreech. Peter who plays an atonal violin. Peter who is obsessed with toy soldiers. I have to make conversation to win the queens over him. Peter might even turn out to be an unlikely ally. Your Highness, do you miss Konigreech? It doesn't matter, we're here now, aren't we? It does. That's what I'm here for. I'm from Bromia. You can confide in me. What moment of warmth you swear you saw in him quickly reverts to his usual coldness. The Cavanians laugh at your attempt like before. Peter's indifference toward you is tinting your reputation. His behavior is ruining my plans. I cannot have him jeopardize my revenge. You lean in and whisper to him urgently, all while holding a pretty smile on your face. Your Highness, everyone is looking. At least in public, we have to act cordially. However, he turns a deaf ear and drowns himself in alcohol. This can't go on any longer. I will speak to Peter in a low voice, entreating him using the queen. You used to try to win his affection when earnest and patient. Now you're not putting up with him. There is more than your reputation at risk. If this onion does not appear to go well, Your Highness. To your surprise, your firm tone has caught Peter's attention. You think about the two women who were able to control him in the past. Is there? Think about Her Majesty. Surely she doesn't deserve to be mocked for bringing us together just because you don't feel like it. Peter, hey, we don't want to embarrass my aunt. And now, to soften the blow like his mistress, command with a smile like his aunt. Keep in mind that we're bound by duty. Now we smile, the sooner we get along, the better. Yes, Aunt, I mean Sophia's. He turns to you, and for the first time, he's looking at you with respect. Peter, you're not so bad after all, Sophia's. You ask about my hub as well. You feign interest as he regales you with stories about his violin for the rest of the dinner. Around you, the murmur turns into that approval of confidence. As the dinner winds down, the queen leans in to whisper in your ear. Sophia's, perhaps you can charm him in the ballroom. The party soon moves for some dancing, and you move to your next test for the evening. The music swells beautifully, however, until your partner by default asks you to dance, you can merely listen and sway. Wanna dance? Oh, Peter, with pleasure. Peter, not with me. You're gonna need another dance partner. Did he just mock me? And it isn't just him. You even hear one noble jest. What a charmless, unwanted girl trying a little too hard. Sartikov, greetings, Your Majesty. Your heart is suddenly soothed as Sartikov first greets the queen and then his friend Peter. Peter, hey Sartikov, you know Sophia's? Has he came to save me again? Your heart is thundering in Sartikov's presence as she speaks with Peter. So when he turns to speak with you, your eyes light up as Peter's jaw drops. Sartikov, may I ask you to dance? Peter, you? With here? Just because it's Sartikov who asked me to dance, he eats his words. Peter grimaces, doing his best to rein in his emotion, but only barely. Is he jealous that his friend chose me and used to be left alone without a partner? Whatever it may be, you leave him to keep trying and have some fun on your own. Sir Satikov, thought you'd never ask. Just as you and Satikov walk into the dance floor, the music changes. Of course, now it's a waltz. You come closer, your body comes alive of the touch of his hand on your waist. The way his blue eyes look straight into yours tickles your chest. Is it a little too scandalous for you, Sophias? Now, you're an excellent dancer in this life and the last, but something about the way the words came out of his mouth compromised your rhythm. Oh, you miss a step and stumble at your cousin's ankle, saved only by surgical film scraps. His shackles tickles your ear. I didn't take you for someone with two left feet. Maybe it's the music or the intimacy of the waltz. Maybe it's the warmth of surgical smiles that makes you feel safe. I have to let him know how I feel, at least before the waltz ends. I will lean in a whisper. I'm glad that I bring you joy. You and everyone in this room at my expense. You may be smiling, but you are hurting inside. Sartikov quickly realized. Oh, please, don't say that. About Peter, he was just nervous when he saw you. About his entire matter, actually. You both glanced at him. True enough, Peter is scolding at the two of you while twiddling the edge of his gown. Sartikov, he always does that when he feels nervous or anxious. Quite easy to read his shyness. He's rather childlike and boorish, but he isn't evil, he means well. A turn interrupts your conversation, and when you face him, you gaze straight into his sparkling eyes. Maybe in this life I can be happy. Sergikov, it is my honor to have a crown princess first dance in Kaivan. Sergikov, to Pias. All this time you built his eyes on you. As Peter walked out to the both of you, the look on his face becomes clear as day. He's jealous. The rest of the people of the dance floor are now keeping their distance from the brewing conflict as they watch. Peter, was it that fun? Okay, everyone, thank you for watching. Hope you like what I'm choosing, and please don't forget to like, subscribe, and God bless everyone. Keep safe always. Thank you.